Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. It is Sunday, Pentecost Sunday, May 28th. I'm standing next to the Polderbaan, currently in use for departures, as the only runway for the time being. As you guys can see, the sun is out and it isn't very high yet. So we have a bit of backlight looking back towards the main platform area of Schiphol. We have an EasyJet Airbus coming this way. And lining up on the threshold is a KLM Embraer 190 outbound to Florence. This is KLM flight 1639. The airplane is 14 years old, had its first flight in October 2008. Now you can see the windmill spinning in the background. The wind is still blowing from the north east, as it has been over more than a week now. 040 degrees. Below the departing airplane you can see the previous airplane. Let me zoom out, you guys can see visibility is good. It is more or less clear blue skies. There are a few high cirrus clouds, but nothing to write home about. Temperature is quite comfortable already. 15 degrees Celsius or 60 degrees Fahrenheit approximately. And this is an A320neo from EasyJet outbound to Manchester. She's 3 years old. First flight was in June 2019. So the wind is blowing with approximately 8 knots, I think it said in the meter. Or I copy-pasted it and I already forgot. Goedemorgen Tristan, goedemorgen Koenie, good morning. Hey there Daniel, good morning. Marius, goedemorgen, good morning. Eddie, goedemorgen. Jan Kees, Leen, goedemorgen allemaal. Good morning everybody. Hope you guys are all doing well on this sunny Sunday over here. At least over here it is a sunny Sunday. Morgen Sander. Atlas 747, where is it? I don't see it visually yet. Is it far out yet or has it touched down already? Okay, so still out. Where approximately is it? Is it already near the glide slope, near Leiden, the Kaag? Or still further out? So if you listen closely, you can hear frogs, you can hear some birds chatter. There are a few aquatic birds in the distance. And the firefighters are also closing in. Comes the last one. All right, and I think we also have the 747. Where did I see it? There it is. Now, unfortunately, it will disappear behind the trees over here. We might be able to catch it in between the leaves. And over here we might still see it, yeah, just a little bit. And approximately behind the farm over there it touches down, and we might see the tail, yeah, just about. And this is the last bit where you will stop seeing it. Hey there Luca, hey there 68 Twig, good morning. It is a beautiful day indeed. Nice and sunny, little breeze, still blowing from the northwest, northeast, so nothing has changed in that respect over the last week. And the first heavy of the morning for the stream, at least. Delta A330 outbound to Atlanta. Now there is a lot of activity on the platform when it comes to outbound traffic. It seems that center is now also being used. Meanwhile, the firefighters go to the right and head out for the main platform area. They will cross the taxiway from the main platform area to the Polderbaan itself a bit further out. You would be able to see them in the distance. So I will have to update the ticker then. Delta Airlines Flight 71 A330-300 outbound to Atlanta, Georgia. So this A330 off to Atlanta, 16 years old, had its first flight in December 2006. We'll be flying in the runway direction, climbing first, then take a left-hand turn to the west, head out to the North Sea, and then on its way to the United Kingdom to capture one of the North Atlantic tracks. Now there's a little bit of wind, you can see some small ripples, not a whole lot. You can see the reflection of that ILS box or whatever it is you call them quite well in the water. We have a little quacker in the distance. On its own, apparently. In the meantime, good morning Pavlos, Christian, Ralph, Victor. Nice to see you all again this morning. Hope you are all doing well. We're awaiting the arrival of our next airplane, and that next airplane is going to be KLM flight 1059. It is an Embraer 190. And it is right there. Coming this way. Destination Cardiff. Short flight. The airplane is 7 years old, had its first flight in November 2015. I agree, Aaron. Sometimes you wonder, particularly if you see the age of certain short-haul airplanes, and it is the number of compressions and decompressions that can cause metal fatigue. So you would think that a 20-year-old 737 is worn out more than a 20-year-old 747, for instance. And yet if you look at the 737s, for instance, you often see them in the 20+ year range and still being used on a daily basis. Now, in the meantime, I'm hearing something to my left. The firefighters are testing their equipment. Also something they typically do after they have had their morning round. Just to give you an indication of the wind. It is blowing towards us. You can see the windmills on both sides of the chimneys also spinning somewhat. Nothing to write home about, but it is something. In the meantime, the Embraer 190 to Cardiff has lined up and shall be departing anytime soon. Hey there Peter, goedemorgen, good morning. Good to see you again, my friend. Hope you're doing well. And pushback of 777 United, Daniel is saying, excellent. We should be seeing outbound traffic to the United States and South America pick up later in the morning. It is still somewhat early in that respect. The morning rush hour will begin. And typically the heavies will take off between 10 and 12 a.m. in the morning. A.m. is in the morning. Hey there YouTube fan, good morning. Hope you're well, good to see you again. Yes, Peter, all is well over here as well. Thank you for asking. Yeah, and Christian, the MD-11 is probably still used for cargo operations, or is it also used in the United States for passenger operations? Because I would think they use it mostly for cargo at the moment, just because of the economies. It is economically more viable to use the tri-jets and the quad jets for cargo operations than for passenger operations. Hey, ciao Monica, checking in from Venezia. Buongiorno, come stai? And benvenuto. I did see the A380 yesterday, Sander. I was driving home and it flew over me. Now, we didn't miss a lot. It was a standard livery. That is Cathay Pacific by the looks of it. Looking at the tail. Or is it Turkish? Really is hard to see from over here with such a small screen. Hey Yorkshire, good morning. How are you, mate? And the abs, good morning, mate. So, as we're waiting for next inbound traffic to left, we can at least see a 737 that just took off from center. Hey Paul, good morning. Good to see you again, mate. Hope everybody is doing well. Over here it is a beautiful sunny Sunday. 15 degrees centigrade, or about 60 degrees Fahrenheit. The sun is out, wind is blowing from the northeast, just a few knots. Airplanes take off in northerly direction, so there is a little bit of crosswind from the right, as you can see. The smoke from the chimneys is blowing directly towards us. And fun things to do with Tech Sparky says good morning from sunny Cornwall. So in Cornwall the sun is also out, at least. Good to hear. Hey there Tina York, good morning, good to see you again. Is the sun out over there as well, Tina? And I'm doing well, thank you Yorkshire. It is a lovely morning over here. Looks like there are also a few people already at the main parking place of the Spottersplaats. Although I don't see the fish and chips van just yet, although I doubt that many will miss it at this time of day, unless they are coming here directly from a night shift or something. I don't think many people will already have the stomach to down a batch of fish and chips or something like that at this time of day. Oh, nice, Andy. I think most of Central Europe is now under the influence of high pressure and has relatively sunny weather. I think the exceptions are parts of Italy, Spain, Portugal, Not sure about the situation in Greece. Thought most of mainland Europe, including the UK, is having nice weather at the moment due to a big area of high pressure that has built up and isn't moving. Hey Martijn, goedemorgen. Well, good question, Andy. There is one duck, one solitary duck, a bit further out on this side. Let me see if I can show you. Over there, a gentleman duck on its own. And looking the other way. Hey Marissa, goedemorgen. Good to see you again. Hope you're well. So with the exception of that one solitary duck, it is rather quiet still, but we had the same happen yesterday over at the Kaagbaan. So my theory is that aquatic birds are more night owlish than early birdish. So there are a few birds out, as you can see. Now I'm already zoomed in maximally with optical zoom. I could enable digital zoom to see if we can give a few more details. Oh yeah, they are ducks. Gentleman ducks by the looks of it. So that is with additional digital zoom. Now, while we're at it, let's have a look at what is over there. That seems to be a coot. Okay, so they are present, but they are further out. Hey there, Sumo Burger. Hey there, Josegi. Good morning to you both. Ray, Evan, good morning. United States is also present. Represented in the form of Texas and California. Good morning to you both, fellas. Or good night, I should say. Hope everybody is doing well. We're waiting for new traffic to come this way. It seems that at the moment a lot of the departures take place from center. Still waiting for traffic to bypass the threshold or cross the center runway to come this way. Now another airplane has just taken off from center, going to Brussels. So this airplane now takes off to the north. It has to make a 180 to go to the south. By the time it's done with its turn, it already has to start its descent. That's how close Brussels is to Amsterdam. So they typically climb to a cruising altitude of 20, maybe even 24,000 feet, but I think it's more in the vicinity of 20,000 feet than 25,000 feet. Of course, when it is lightly loaded, it can climb much quicker to get to that altitude. But it is strange if you think about it. So the firefighter trucks are done playing, or the firefighters are done playing with their toys. They have parked their vehicles in front of the fire station. Not sure if they are going to back up and park them inside. They probably will. In the meantime, another airplane just took off from center. Another 737. Good morning, Charlie. Checking in from Portland. Good morning, Barbs. And Pavlos is saying that there is a 747 incoming. Now, where is it? If I look out, I do see an airplane on arrival for 06. Is that a 747? No, that isn't a 747. Hey there, Mario, good morning. Welcome to the stream, hope you're well. So, let me also filter for both inbound and outbound traffic. Okay, CRJ first. Where's the 747? Has it already landed? I'm looking, but I don't see it on flight radar. Also filtering. Okay, yeah, well, if it is still somewhere on the other side of Europe, there's not a lot of added value in alerting me already to it. If it is nearby and it is within eyesight of my camera, do let me know. If it is still quiet on this side of the airfield, I will show you guys then. I was already looking around to see a 747, but alrighty then, let's have a look. A couple of narrow bodies are lining up on runway center. 777 is coming that way, as Ray was already saying. In the meantime, I saw that Charlie was so kind to donate a very generous super chat. Thank you so much for that, Charlie. Really appreciate it. We haven't really seen much of departures over here. It's a bit of a slow start this morning. It will pick up undoubtedly, as it always does. It is still early. Hey Chris, goedemorgen. Wendy, goedemorgen. Koenie, goedemorgen. Hopefully I didn't forget anybody. Hey there, Nelson, also checking in. A lot of people tuning in. Welcome to the stream, folks. I wish I could show you a bit more action. Most of the airplanes are now taking off from center. Let me double check. Is Kaagman still open? Yeah, it's the same configuration as it always has been over the last week. So 36 left, 36 center, 06. Let me update the ticker as well, because it was still old information. So arrivals on 06 and probably 36 left and 36 center. Okay, so that is now at least updated. Marissa is giving good news because an E190 Embraer from KLM and United 777 are coming this way. Well, we have a little, is that an A330? I think it is. Ready to land on 06. We should be able to pick some of it up over here. Or not. Then at least over here. And then touchdown just behind the farm, and containers in front of it. Interesting. Let's see what they are having for breakfast over there. Okay, so it does seem to be related to the house over there. Looks like it is on the same area. Okay. Well, it's getting more busy over on the platform. Hey there, Paul, from Leiden. Good morning, goedemorgen. We should be seeing traffic in the vicinity soon. Departing traffic, that is. In the meantime, you can see that another airplane just took off from center. Another 737. Now, goedemorgen, good morning Arnoud. How nice of you to join us on this Sunday morning, and all other viewers who have also joined us in the meantime. Good morning, welcome to AMS Live. You're watching Polderbound departures, or at least that is what is supposed to take place over here. At the moment, parallel departures, and most of the traffic seems to be going to 36 Center. Traffic is coming this way. First airplane should become visible just about. Let's see. Always a bit confused. Ah, there it is. Yeah, right in the middle. So, we have a train of airplanes coming this way. The first airplane is coming over here. It's an Embraer 190 from KLM, outbound to Trondheim. Just turning around the corner in the distance is our next heavy. United Airlines Flight 71, going to Newark, 777-200. It is followed by a Boeing 737-700 from KLM, outbound to Billund. As a 737 to Venice, to Venezia, is just taking to the sky over here. I'm thinking that the Embraer will take off right in front of us. When standing here, I always align with the entrance that you see over here, right in the middle of the center line, so that you get this beautiful head-on shot. And see, Peter, we do have a viewer from Venice, if she's still around. Hey there, Han. Hey there, Angelic. Good morning to you both. Hope you both are doing well. David, good morning. Welcome back. Good to see you again, mate. Hope you're well. So this is KLM flight 1173, Embraer 190, outbound to Trondheim. This airplane, 13 years old, had its first flight in January 2010. Alrighty, let's have a look. Looks like the 737 to Billund is also coming this way. So another one of those headshots. Beautiful. KLM flight 1343, Boeing 737-700 outbound to Billund. The airplane 14 years old. First flight October 2008. Bye bye. And yes, Chris, it is nice and warm already. I am standing in my hoodie though, but I think I might have to take that off later in the day. Today's highs are set to be around 20 degrees Celsius or 70 degrees Fahrenheit. At the moment it is about 15 degrees Celsius or about 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Now the wind is calm. And Angelic asked about the ducks. Let me show you if we are in a lull again. We're now waiting for the 777 from United to go take off. It is already spooling up. So 777-200 outbound to Newark in to be precise. This airplane, 21 years old, first flight January 2002. Hey there Grietje, hey there Jorn. Good morning to you both. JDV, JDV, good morning to you too. And let me quickly go to the computer because I was seeing that David was so generous to gift 5 AMS Live memberships. So thank you so much for that, David. Really appreciate the support. Thank you so much, and a warm welcome to all new members of the Aurora Sky Lounge. Thank you so much there, David. Now, we have a small queue. We have an airplane lined up already and one behind it. At the moment, that is it for now. I'm sure it will change soon, so let's see. This is Aer Lingus flight 841, Airbus A320 outbound to Cork. This airplane is 18 years old and had its first flight in September 2004. Hey there Matteo, good morning. Paul Dunn. A lot of Pauls in in the stream. Good morning to you, to all Pauls. And Paul Dunn in particular, our latest addition to today's chat. Hey Gabriella, good morning. How nice of you to tune in again. Hope you're doing well. Hope everybody is doing well. It is Pentecost Sunday over here. Not that that makes a big difference, except maybe in the schedule for the airline carriers. And to be honest, I don't know that to be sure. Probably will be a different schedule. I did go through the departure list before going out this morning just to see if there were any special liveries for the morning. Given the fact that I was doing arrivals at Kaagbaan yesterday, I had already decided that if I was going to go out today, I would go to do departures, and since the wind hasn't changed in over a week now, it would be a polderbaan stream. Now, in terms of birds and ducks in particular, I think most of them are over there. This is already maximally zoomed in right now, so it is, yeah, at least 100 meters away. There was one duck, one solitary duck, one gentleman duck in the water on this side earlier. Don't see it right away. Let me continue the search after having filmed the departure of this KLM Embraer 175. Now yesterday over at the Kaagbaan we did see younglings of ducks, grebes and coots. Particularly the grebe youngling was very cute, with a zebra fluffy appearance. First riding shotgun under his mom's wings, or her mom's wings, and then swimming on its own. I think I also highlighted it with a timestamp in the comment below the stream, so if you missed it and you want to look at a young grebe, do check that part out. It was really cute. I think the duck is sitting on that brick or whatever it is in the water, in the center of the screen. Now that is the only duck I can see on that side in the water. Hey there, good morning Francis. I was just reading back in the chat, see if I missed anything, and I saw that I forgot to say hi to you. So good morning and welcome. Another Embraer 190, outbound to Glasgow. Thanks for the compliment, Serpent Aki? Achi? Oh, how do you pronounce that? Hey there, Patrick Antwerp. Patrick Antwerp. Ja. Alles wat vliegt, dragen wij een warm hart toe. Everything that flies, we keep close in our hearts. We hold dear in our hearts. Whether it is metal, composite, or flesh and bone. Now, but you may or may not know that the runway area, the platform area of Schiphol is only surrounded by canals such as these. So everywhere where you are spotting from, whether it is over here or near the McDonald's or near the Kaagbaan, there's always a canal of water that separates where you are standing and where the airplanes are at. And yeah, most of the time you see some birds in the water. So if there's ever a moment where air traffic is slowing down a little bit, it's always nice to have a look at what other nature is taking place right in front of you, because yeah, not always do we have our eyes open for that. And there's more to see and more is taking place than you think. Hey there, Miguel. ¿Cómo estás? Good to see you again. Nice to join us. Nice of you to join us once again on this sunny Sunday morning. Although at the moment the sun is obscured by a few cirrus clouds, but that is only a temporary thing. And we'll be out in the full sunshine again very soon. Hey Tim, goedemorgen. Roy, goedemorgen. Good morning, fellas. Ooh. And Tim was at Schiphol yesterday evening and was flying the new A320neo from London Luton. Awesome, my friend. How was it? Yeah, quiet, obviously, and still new. The upholstery was still new. Good to see you again, Roy. Am I correct in interpreting your wording and that you're not able to stick around for too long? That would be a shame. Now, another departure from center as we are waiting for some more traffic to come this way. There is a lot of movement on the platform, so it probably won't take too long. And Tim confirming it was new and indeed a lot quieter. Yeah, I like the Neos. I like the sound of it, of them, I should say. When they spool up and you close your eyes, you would think it is like a mini 777. Well, let's see. So there is one KLM Embraer coming this way on its own. Departures from center are more prevalent at the moment. It's all narrow bodies. We're waiting for the exodus of the heavies. It is 10 to 10, so it shouldn't take too long anymore. Typically the heavies to the United States and Canada, etc. start taking off between 10 and 12 a.m. This is just the prelude to a morning filled with more heavies. So Jorn was asking if I ever plan on going out abroad to spot. Well, if this channel ever takes off and becomes bigger, maybe it is nice to sometimes go abroad, but I don't have any plans for the near future just yet. Just focus first on getting the whole Schiphol streaming bit figured out. But yeah, obviously worldwide there are a couple of airfields that are very interesting for plane spotters. Sint Maarten and Skiathos being two that immediately come to mind, but obviously there are several other airports that are also interesting for different reasons. Anchorage, if you want to see Queens, that is when queens go to die, they go to Anchorage, you would almost be inclined to think, just because of the sheer number of 747s you still see over there, and the 11s too, of course, just because it is a cargo hub. Let's see what this Embraer is going to do. It looks like it's coming this way. Good morning, Sean, from a gorgeous sunny London, UK. Well, I'm glad that the sun is also out over there in London. At the moment it is being obscured by a single high cirrus cloud over here. So this is an Embraer 175 outbound to Aberdeen, KLM flight 1443. The airplane is 5 years old and had its first flight in February 2018. And yeah, Peter, who knows in the future, a visit to LA would be definitely something that would be fun to do. Say hi to the crews of the two big channels over there. Migo says that there's a queen from China Cargo arriving in 5 minutes. Excellent, thanks for the heads up. We'll keep an eye out for that one then. In the meantime, the bird controller is also doing a little inspection round. K3. I just waved at him and he waved back, as you guys could see, saying hi to the worldwide audience of AMS Live. So if we did have some ducks in the vicinity, we soon will not have. Yeah, nice truck, huh? I was told by people in the chat that are more knowledgeable about pickup trucks than I am that it is a special edition of a Ranger, Ford Ranger. Am I too far? Oh no. Right. Hey there, Ian. Hey Rick, goedemorgen, good morning. Oh, the supermarket's closed in Leeuwarden. Typically Albert Hein is always open on holidays, regardless of whether it is a Sunday or not. And Angelic, we do get the A380 over here. We have one daily flight from Emirates arriving from Dubai. Indeed, Sean. Salut Jean-Yves, good morning. Good to see you again, my friend. Hope you're well on this sunny Sunday. Mostly sunny Sunday, I should say. Alright, so I'm looking at flight radar. I see that the 747 is getting closer and closer by, so it should become visible somewhere over there from behind the tree on the right. We're waiting for the Embraer, the first Embraer, to come this way, which means that we have time to follow the 747. Air China Cargo, Boeing 747-400, arriving from Chengdu after a flight of 9 hours and 57 minutes. This Boeing 747-400 freighter is 17 years old and had its first flight in December 2005. Hey Martin, goedemorgen. Yeah, Marissa's still pretty young for a 747-400. She's still a teenager, a little princess. So this is an Embraer 175 outbound to Kristiansand. KLM flight 1207. The airplane 6 years old, first flight February 2017. Right, this is KLM flight 1155, Boeing 737-700. She's 11 years old, had its first flight in May 2011 and is outbound to Gothenburg. Yes, Elite Jewel, this is fully recorded. This isn't live. This is a recording and I anticipated your chat. This is all recording and this is AI speaking to you. So we are waiting for the next airplane to take off from this runway. It is going to be an Embraer 190, and in the meantime more Embraers are taking off from center. Thanks for the kind words, Elite Jules. Welcome to the stream. This is all live, so I'm actually standing here in the field. If you look on flight radar, you can see the airplanes that we are filming over here. And if you go to liveatc.net, you can also listen to air traffic control and hear everything that is going on between the pilots and the air traffic controllers. So this is the next airplane to come this way. For those of you unfamiliar with the layout of Schiphol, you might have seen two towers over here. One in the foreground and one in the background. Well, the main platform area is over there, and if you look on the map you can see that this runway, the Polderbaan 36 left or 18 right, is the furthest removed from the main platform area. It is also the latest addition to the network of runways of Schiphol Airport. Was delivered in 2003, so it is 20 years old this year, and it is so far out. If you see, this is the regular tower. It's hard to see anything that goes on over here, particularly if visibility is a bit impeded. Hence they have a dedicated control tower over here just for this runway. And I already showed you guys, but just once more, over here there's also a dedicated fire station for this part of the platform area. This is number 190 outbound to Gdansk in Poland, KLM flight 1917. And the airplane that just took to the sky, 7 years old, first flight December 2015. Alright, looks like we have another 737 coming this way. So this is KLM flight 1127 outbound to Copenhagen. The airplane 15 years old, first flight February 2008. Alright, Marissa, say hi to Grandma and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We'll see each other again soon. And thanks for joining us once again. Now we have some movement of airplanes underway over here, and I'm very happy to say that the second airplane that is coming this way is one that I was looking forward to see up close. Air Baltic in the Estonian flag livery outbound to Tallinn. We did already have a close-up shot of the Latvian flag, so that is the red striped one, and this one is going to be with blue and black stripes coming towards us just as we are speaking. In the foreground we saw Aer Lingus flight 603 will take off first. Aer Lingus 603 A332 Dublin, 18 years old, first flight April 2005. Now if you're new to the channel and you're liking what you're seeing, consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. It tremendously helps me to reach more people like you and me who are also into live stream aviation content such as this. And it also allows you to turn on notifications so that whenever I go live you receive a notification, and if you have the time for it and are feeling like it, you can join us for more live streaming action from the ever bustling Schiphol Airport. So cool. I am going to forego the departure of this A320 because this is just a nice sight to behold. Good morning, Piet. Thank you so much for joining us again, Paul. Yet another Paul in the stream. This is Air Baltic, flight 858, outbound to Tallinn, and it is in the Estonian flag livery. It is an A220, or as it is also was known, Bombardier C series. You can see the sleekness of the design. You can see the bizjet heritage of Bombardier and the appearance of the A220. So I'm really pleased to see this one go to left and not to center for departure. Even though arguably it's not a perfect livery with the original green engine casings, which makes not the best of contrast, unfortunately. Alrighty then, next up. A bit of blurriness. There we go. Hey there, Lisa, good morning. Good to see you again. Hope you're well. We have an Embraer 190 outbound to Leeds. KLM flight 1541, Embraer 190, 13 years old, first flight, March 2010. Let's rejoice because we have another heavy. It's been a while. We had to wait a bit. Hey there, Ronald. A very good morning to you too, my friend. Just in time for... And this time around it is an actual KLM. Yesterday we also saw a almost looking like KLM SLM A332. This is a true KLM one. It is, don't get confused, this is an A33200 KLM flight 787. It is going to Sint Maarten, so I think we all would want to be on board of this airplane. The airplane 17 years old, first flight August 2005. And yeah, Rick, I was hungry, so being a vegetarian, you know that all we eat is grass all day. I was just hungry and I just ate the whole lot. That's what I did with the grass. So now I'm pooping haystacks for the rest of the summer. And yes, Boris, this is Polderaan, runway 36 left. Oh yeah, I did enjoy it, Rick. Very tasty. There goes an airplane full of lucky people off to Sint Maarten. Don't we all, Ludovico? Don't we all? Now, Lisa, stroopwafels are not breakfast. It's something you eat with the coffee, as a cookie for when you're having coffee or tea. So here is another Air Baltic A320, this one in the standard livery going to Riga. Flight 618. The airplane is 1 year old, had its first flight in February 2022. And good morning, goedemorgen Oliver. Hope you're doing well, mate. We are waiting for heavies to come this way. I see a couple that are taxiing next to the center runway going north. So they are definitely coming this way. So quiet. Hey there, Adil, our brother from Lahore. How nice of you to join us, my friend. Welcome to AMS Live. Hope you are enjoying the stream. Hope everybody is enjoying the stream, of course. And hopefully one day you will be able to take an airplane flight and experience the thing yourself. Hey Erik, goedemorgen. And Darth Cloud asks still, when will I stream? Maybe I can bring some coffee. Oh, thank you so much. Good that you're mentioning it. I still have my thermos with me. Just a quick sip before it is getting cold. Now getting iced coffee when you haven't ordered it. One of the worst things that can happen in life. Forget illness, forget passing away of loved ones. No, cold coffee. That ranks in the top of traumatic experiences. Now, I think I will be streaming until, well, similarly to yesterday, I think somewhere between 12 and 1. depending on whether or not traffic is drying up or not. You typically see that outbound traffic slows down a little bit around 12 o'clock, so that is a natural moment to take a break from streaming. But if there's a slew of heavies taking off back to back from the polderbound around then obviously I'm going to stick around for that. It's all a bit flexible. Hey there, Jo. Goedemorgen. Good morning. Or Joe. And Stephen Wilson also says good morning from Scotland, where hopefully the weather is similar to what it was yesterday and comparable to what we are having over here. Now, for those of you just tuning in, welcome to the stream, welcome to AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're standing along Polderbaan, runway 36 left, currently one of the two runways in use for departures. In the distance we have some ducks. What wind there is blowing from the northeast, as it has been doing over the past week now. You can see in the distance the way the smoke from the chimney is coming towards us. And there's a 777 taking off. And Eric's mom is on this plane. Well, Eric, they left the ground safely and should be on their way to Houston now. Or is this... No, this is a different airplane. This is the one to Lima. The one to Houston is coming this way. The Dreamliner. So this would be the airplane your mom is on, Eric. And lining up on the threshold at the moment is American Airlines. So this is American Airlines flight 221 outbound to Dallas Fort Worth in Texas, Boeing 787-8. This airplane is 7 years old, had its first flight in September 2015. And good morning Hans Joachim. Herzlich willkommen, guten Morgen. Wie ist das Wetter da? Hoffentlich auch Sonne wie hier. Alright, well, let's quickly turn around the camera because Eric's mom is on this airplane to Houston, Texas. KLM flight 661, Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. This airplane is 5 years old, had its first flight in August 2017. And Joe, we have many A320s over here, so it will not take long before another one will be showing its face. So there she goes, Erik. Safety airborne on her way to Houston. Hey there Frank, goedemorgen. Hoe is het in Limburg? Nice of you to join us again. Well, it's not an A320, but it is an A319. Hope that is okay for you. There we go. That's soon already. And if you want to see a real proper A320, we'll undoubtedly see one within the hour. A320s, 737s, Embraers in all sizes and shapes. We have it all over here at Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. Now if you're new to the channel and you're liking what you're seeing, consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. You will help me reach more people that are also interested in aviation content such as this, and you can also turn on notifications so that whenever I go live again, you get notified, and if you feel like it and are having the time for it, can join us for more action over here. So that wraps it up for my batch of coffee. This is EasyJet flight 22514. It is an Airbus A319 going to London Luton. She's 12 years old, had her first flight in July 2010. You're right, Joe, those CFM engines are awesome. I think it was last Friday. What is it? It is Sunday. Sunday now, isn't it? Yeah, it's Sunday. So yesterday I was at the Kaagbaan. Last Friday I was standing on this runway, but further down the road, where they also rotate. And if you want to hear the full roar of the CFMs, do look back at that stream. All the big planes rotating over there, the smaller jets already airborne. Makes for a different experience of the engine's noises than from over here. Boeing 787-10 Dreamliner, the biggest of the family, outbound to San Francisco, KLM flight 605. Now the airplane, 3 years old, had its first flight in May 2020. Just look at the glorious flecks in the wings, beautiful. Ooh! And some action in the water over there. Saw and heard a splash. You guys heard the splash probably as well. It was like one of the ducks was making a dive bomb. And I'm literally the only one to say your name correct. So Joe, or is it Yo? I mean, if it were English, I would say Joe. If it were Dutch or Belgium, I would say Yo. So it depends a bit. And Van der Marel sounds Belgian. So I'm inclined to say Yo. Joe. Ah, okay. So as the English name Joe with J-O-E. Now, and Frank asks if Vietnam Airlines is in Schiphol. I don't think they are anymore. I think I did see them back in the day. I have seen them, but I'm not entirely sure about that. I haven't seen them in recent years, at least. So, it is becoming heavies time, ladies and gentlemen. This is KLM flight 655, 777-200 outbound to Minneapolis. The airplane is 16 years old and had its first flight in January 2007. And there are more heavies taxiing towards us. So rush hour has begun. What a growl. Absolutely fantastic. Alright, gear is going up. Now let me show you what is in the pipeline, because the pipeline is visual over here. How about that for a nice welcoming shot? Welcome to AMS Live, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Polderbaan lineup. We'll soon see takeoff. In the foreground, we have an A330 from Delta Airlines, flight 143, outbound to Seattle. And behind it is an Embraer 175, that small little airplane packed in the middle. It is going to go to Alesund. It is KLM flight 1325. And K3 will photobomb the shot from the left for a moment. Now we might see, or it's very likely that we will see, the Embraer take a right-hand turn and come towards us. Now behind the Embraer is a KLM 777-200 that will be departing to Quito in South America. And behind it is another South America bound airplane, a Dreamliner 7879 that will be departing to Bogota in Colombia. First of the pack to take off will be this Embraer 175. Nicely coming towards us with a triple in the background. Salut Pierre! Comment ça va? Bienvenue! Nice of you to join us. All other people who have joined us in the meantime, don't be afraid to interact with us in the chat, just to say hi, or if you have a question or anything. Friendly folk over here in the chat. If you have a question, do ask. If you just want to say hi, that's fine too. So this is an Embraer 175 going to Alesund, KLM flight 1325. The airplane is 5 years old. First flight January 2018. Ah, très bien, Pierre, très bien. Nice that you joined us here today. And just in time, 3 heavies back to back. Here we have them. Alright, spooling up. Delta Airlines Flight 143, Airbus A330-300, outbound Seattle, 8 years old, first flight April 2015. Thank you for your kind words, Joe. And goedemorgen, vliegtuigspotter Hoofddorp. Just in time for the big birds. Now, what is up next? En goedemorgen, Viervlek. Or good morning. It sounds like you might be Dutch, or Dutch speaking at least. Next up, KLM Flight 755, Boeing 777-200 outbound to Quito. This airplane 19 years old, first flight March 2004. For those of you just tuning in, welcome to AMS Live. You're watching heavies taking off from the Polderbaan, runway 36 left, currently one of the 2 runways in use for departures. So these airplanes are taking off from runway 36 left, so that is to the north. There is a little bit of wind at the moment blowing from the northeast, so there is a little bit of crosswind from the right for the airplanes taking off. Another heavy taking off from center, so parallel departures at the moment. If I quickly show you guys, the wind is blowing this way from this point of view. So zooming out, you can see it is about 40 to 45 degrees crossing the runway that is parallel to this body of water over here. We have a little bit of high clouds at the moment. It seems to increase even, the cloudiness. So this is looking to the west, which still has bluish skies. This is to the north. This is to the east. This is to the south. Quickly back to the action. Well, David, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure to have you on the stream again, and also thanks again for your generous membership donations. Enjoy the rest of your Pentecost Sunday, and I am looking forward to seeing you again very soon, hopefully. Awesome sound, Trish. Absolutely. Ah. Well, good to know, Richard. I will be putting on a face mask then. Although, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger, right? Next up, Boeing 787-10 Dreamliner outbound to LAX, flight 601. Biggest of the bunch. And we might even see it land again in, what is it, 11 hours or so? On one of these streams based on in Los Angeles. Now for some reason I pressed something incorrectly and the map of flight radar went to its destination, to LAX. So let me just focus back on Amsterdam and then split the screen right so that I can also have a look at the chat simultaneously. Right, think we're good again. So the LAX bound airplane, brand new, first flight June 2022. Now let me zoom in. Next up is an SAS CRJ 900 outbound to Copenhagen in Denmark. It is a CRJ 900 long range, 13 years old, first flight November 2009. And LAX, yes, Viervlek, LAX is Los Angeles. That is correct. Yes, Rolf, I do sometimes watch other streams myself, if my agenda allows it, because streaming is time consuming. Having a live next, besides to streaming, is also time consuming. Going to the gym, for instance, is something that I have neglected a little bit over the last couple of weeks, and I think I should be picking that up a bit more. I'm also looking at other streams more from a technical perspective these days, just to see if there are pointers that I can take home from how other channels do their live streams. So it's more an analytical I'm looking at other streams more in an analytical way to see how I can improve my own channel and if there are best practices that I can maybe take over. Hey there Peppy, guten Morgen, servus, herzlich willkommen. Well, Viervlek, being in the gym is something that you should not neglect. It is health insurance, more or less, keeping me healthy and preventing me from needing to go to other doctors and specialists. So, A330 Neo outbound to Salt Lake City. It already had its sunglasses on. Don't know if it is necessary in Salt Lake City, but I guess it probably is sunny out there at the moment. So the Neo we are watching leave us is 3 years old. Had its first flight in March 2020, Delta Airlines flight 57. Now, hey there Gav, good morning, goedemorgen. We saw the Neo just now. This is an older type Delta Airlines flight 135, Airbus A330-300 outbound to Detroit, Michigan. The airplane is 15 years old, had its first flight in July 2007. Exactly, Dick. Once you reach a certain age, you need to stay fit and use it or lose it. Goes for the body as well as the brain. They make terribly good noise, don't they? And the gear is retracting, so win-win. How about that? Now you might have heard that the wind is picking up a little bit. You can also see it in the rippling of the water over here. It has become a bit more ripply. And you might also hear a bit more rumbling on the stream in terms of the wind. Now this airplane is holding short. So let's go over to the threshold where the next airplane will take off from probably. Thanks for the compliment, Viervlek. I did recently update my shotgun mic to a Sennheiser MKE 600 and I'm very pleased so far with the sound quality it produces. I also made a few tweaks to other equipment, so now my voiceover, which I am transmitting over a DJI mic, should also be very crisp and clear. So this is Speedbird flight 2825 outbound to London Gatwick, Airbus A320. Also one of those fantastic CFM engines. This Airbus, by the way, 20 years old, first flight November 2002. Now quickly back to, well, not this side of the runway because this Embraer is still holding short, so the next airplane will take off from the threshold. It is already on the move. KLM, Boeing 737-900 outbound to Manchester, flight 1073. More CFM madness. Now this particular airplane, a bit older than the Airbus before it. This one is 21 years old and had its first flight in August 2001. Okay, so now it is time for the Embraer that was holding short over here to line up and take off. Embraer 190 KLM flight 1779 outbound to Hamburg in Germany. The airplane is 11 years old. First flight was in January 2012. Hey, there's Simotra, good morning. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Hey, there's Stephen Wilson, good morning. And all other viewers who have joined us in the meantime, welcome to AMS Live. Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. We're watching departures over here at the Polderbaan. And this airplane, Ryanair, going to Dublin, is the next one. It is Ryanair Flight 421, Boeing 737-800. So this airplane is 13 years old and had its first flight in February 2010. Right. Time for yet another Delta Airlines A330. This one is going to Portland, Oregon. It is Delta Airlines Flight 179, Airbus A330-300, 7 years old. First flight October 2015. You're welcome, Viervlek. Thank you for joining. Bedankt dat je erbij was. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And hopefully we'll meet again sometime soon. Now, next up will be an A320neo from EasyJet. It is already taxiing to the runway threshold. So it won't be taking off right in front of us. More airplanes are coming. Yet another A330 from Delta Airlines. Probably the airplane type that you see the most after the Embraer. They are really prevalent over here. Now, let's see. There's a 777 to Johannesburg, but it is lining up on the threshold of center. A330s are taxiing that way. The one to Zanzibar also seems to be going to center. The 330 to Minneapolis will probably go around the southern threshold and come this way. Hey Gosse, goedemorgen kerel. Alles goed jongen? Neo time. Not hammer time, but Neo time. Salut Fabrice, bonjour, comment ça va? In the meantime, parallel from center, 777 taking off to Johannesburg in South Africa. Oh, now I'm stuck with Africa from Toto in my head. Well, it's a good song to have stuck in your head, but so Delta Airlines Flight 73 this was. Airbus A330-300 outbound to Atlanta, Georgia. She's 19 years old, first flight February 2004. Now the gear is retracting properly, so no issues there. In the meantime, another heavy just took off. Looks like another A330. All right. Now Stephen Wilson was already saying duck time. Let's do some duck hunting. Let's first start off with this side of the canal. We did have one gentleman duck in that area earlier. Although, hey, what is that? Is that a heron? Let me see if I can. Where is it? Oh, really agile. Alright, so the heron has landed. Now we didn't see any ducks on the other side of the water, now behind me, so let's see what we can see over here. I'm already fully zoomed in, so I will need to incorporate some additional digital zoom to show you guys better. Although the distortion from heat waves will increase. So no birds visible more up close. These are probably the nearest by. And that is a grebe. Two grebes. No? A coot and a grebe. I think the one on the right is a coot. The one on the left is a grebe. Now wind is also picking up, as you guys can tell. The right is a coot, and I'm thinking that the left one is also a coot. And the heron indeed just looks like it has spotted something tasty. Now I'm looking around me to see if there are other birds that I can show you, but unfortunately I don't think I see them. Let's have a look at the parking place of the Spottersplaats itself, the main Spottersplaats. This is the official Spottersplaats Ah, looks like the fish and chips van or the ice cream van, one of the two, has already arrived. I think we can see the oerfried. Yeah, oerfried. So it is the French fries, the chips shop, so to speak. Hey, it's a Dakota. Thought I heard something. They're doing round trips again, even though Keukenhof has closed. Probably go over the tulip fields or what is left of them. Not a lot in bloom anymore at the moment. But they do use the Dakota for... No, Steven, DC3. DC10 is that tri-engined jet. DC3, this one. Hey there, Peter PD Gay. Good morning. Good to see you again. Hope you're well on this Pentecost Sunday. Alrighty, let me disable digital zoom quickly just to make sure that I don't accidentally enable it when I don't want to. Where was that bird controller? Oh, over to the left. So apparently they are also doing a runway check. Just a last quick check. And good morning to you, Jerry. Thank you so much for your super chat. DC3 birds. Well, that was a lucky shot. I was hearing it and I quickly turned around. I was fortunate enough to see it still relatively close by. Always nice to see them. I think the ones that... I think there's one or two that they use for round trips, and I think they are 79 years old or so. Still from the 40s. Beautiful. Now, we have Delta A330 waxing to the runway threshold. If you guys listened properly, you could have heard that there was another plane coming in from the left. It is a CRJ from SAS doing a turn and burn, rolling start. Skipping the line before the A330. This CRJ 900 SAS flight 556 outbound to Stockholm. 5 years old, this airplane. First flight was in August 2017. Now it's not going to have to wait for long, so let me zoom out and turn around the camera so we can see, and it's already spooling up. The Delta Airlines A330. This is Delta Airlines Flight 161, Airbus A330-300, outbound to Minneapolis. And this airplane is 18 years old, had its first flight in May 2005. Now you can see a little bit of crosswind from the right. It leans into the wind a little bit shortly after having left the ground. Its landing gear is retracting normally. It's been a while since we last saw Delta Airlines A330s that had to keep their landing gear down for cooling reasons or whatever. I think it was in March for the last time that we saw it. Thank you for your kind words, Alan de Souza. I will do my best to try to keep up the good work the best I can. And good morning, Michael G. Kelly. Well, thank you for joining, Roy, who also has to leave. It's been a pleasure to have you again on the stream. Looking forward to seeing you again soon, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And hey there, Pure67 checking in from Denmark. Good morning to you too. Happy Sunday. Hopefully you guys are having sunny weather in Denmark as we do over here. Now, if you guys can't get enough of A330s, this is your morning. We're now looking at a KLM A330 that is outbound to Kigali. So I'm beginning to wonder if maybe 36 Center has closed again. Further out, there is this EasyJet. And yeah, Tristan, Joe Adam is over there. He is using his iPhone to do some streaming, and he uses an office chair instead of a tripod. So he's right over there. So this is EasyJet flight 22516 Airbus A319 outbound to London Luton. Off to London Luton. This airplane, 14 years old, had its first flight in December 2008. Bom dia, Felipe Portinho. Next up, the A330 to Kigali, KLM flight 535, Airbus A330-300. This one, 11 years old. First flight, March 2012. I hope you guys still have functioning speakers and functioning eardrums after all those heavy A330 departures. They sure are noisy. Maybe I should file a complaint to Schiphol saying that the airplanes are too noisy when I'm standing next to the runway to do some spotting. Yes, Tristan, if you want to see my setup, have a look at the photos that are on the community page of my YouTube channel. You can see what kind of equipment I am using to do this live streaming with. Here we have an American Dreamliner taxiing to the runway threshold, outbound to Philadelphia. More is underway. Norwegian with a grumpy man on the tail, or is that a woman? Hard to see from over here. And it's also going to the runway threshold. Okay, Frank, nice to have seeing you again during the stream. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, mate. Hopefully we'll see each other again soon. Yet another Delta A330 coming up. Hey there, Jacob. Good morning. Watching from sunny Norwich. Glad that the sun is out over there in Norwich. It was sunny over here in the morning, but the milkiness seems to have increased a little bit. Still, it's not cold. 15 or so degrees centigrade, so 60-ish Fahrenheit. The wind has picked up a little bit, still blowing from the northeast, as it has been doing for more than a week now. Just look at how nice that airplane looks when the sun is shining on it. Something similar with the ITA Airways blue. Always looks nice, whether it is rainy or shiny. So American Airlines Flight 203, Boeing 7878 Dreamliner to Philadelphia. This airplane is 7 years old and had its first flight in January 2016. Well, I'm happy, Christian, that no Tupolevs are expected. Well, I feel ambiguous. I'm pleased for my eardrums and my microphone, but disappointed aesthetically. Hey there, AOV Dog. Good morning to you, my friend. Nice to see you again. So this is Norwegian, and it says a standard livery 737 MAX 8 to Copenhagen, but I did see a grumpy face on the tail of this airplane. So maybe they have pimped the livery in the meantime. I'm not sure about that. Let me try to get a close-up shot of the tail so we can hopefully discern what grumpy face is on this airplane. Interesting choice. Piet Hein. Zijn naam is klein. His name is small, tiny. Right, next up, yet another Airbus A330. Delta Airlines Flight 47, outbound to New York JFK. This A330 is 15 years old and had its first flight in August 2007. Right, next up, a blank A320 Bulgaria Air, flight 462 to Sofia. Wedding dress livery, as I've seen them call this type of airplanes. 17 years old already, first flight October 2005. Ghost plane. Hey there, Chip. Good morning. Checking in from Clearwater, Florida. Good morning to you then. Still early over there. What is it? 6 hours time difference? 5:15? If I am still able to count somewhat properly. Naked but not quiet. Tris, I don't need any moderators, and particularly not people that are constantly asking about it. So please stop asking about it. Next up, we have 3 airplanes incoming. If the camera can focus in on it. So this is the SLM A330. Oh my god, it just looks like a KLM livery. Followed by an A320neo going to Heraklion. No, that was the wrong label I pressed on. Yeah, Sky Express going to Heraklion. And after that, a Dreamliner from Air Europa to Madrid. And further out will be an Embraer 190 to Düsseldorf. That looks like a SkyTeam livery Embraer. Now let's see. Yeah, this one is going to take off first. Sky Express, flight 8251, A320neo to Heraklion in Greece. The airplane is 2 years old, first flight April 2021. Hey there, Kampusk, good morning. Happy Pentecost Sunday. Hey, that's good news, Kuni. Suparno 747 being pushed back. Now I think they have closed center again. I haven't seen any departures in the last 10 minutes or so. It seems that all traffic now once again is coming to the Polderbaan. Let me quickly have a glance on the Baangebruik app, and that is confirming what I was suspecting already. Polderbaan once again the only runway in use for departures. And this is the, oh my god, it looks like KLM, but it isn't, livery from SLM outbound to Paramaribo, Airbus A332. Just lazy. I think it would have looked better if they just took off the crown from KLM and changed the K into an S. It would have been more lazy, but at least aesthetically more pleasing than this travesty of an airplane. Anyway, it is off to Paramaribo, and the A330 is 12 years old, had its first flight in September 2010. Now back to more aesthetically pleasing airplanes. Air Europa off to Madrid. Flight 1098, Boeing 7878 Dreamliner, 8 years old, first flight June 2014. And hey there, William, good morning. Nice of you to join us. So if you just tuned in, welcome to AMS Live. My name is Boy, and you are watching departures from the Polderbaan, runway 36 left, over here at Schiphol Airport on Pentecost Sunday. At the moment, once again, this runway is the only runway in use for departures. Earlier we had parallel departures with 36 left and center both in use for departures. At the moment, once again, 36 left, where we are standing next to, is the only runway in use. So all outbound traffic will be coming to this runway. The sun is out. It's starting to get out from behind the milkiness, the milky clouds that are here and there in the sky. The wind is blowing from the northeast, as it has been doing over the last week or so now. The smoke from the chimneys in the center of field is blowing directly towards us. The camera is now angled at approximately 45 degrees to the runway which runs parallel to this body of water. You can see not a lot of ripples. One of the bird control vehicles patrolling around the area to make sure that no bird strikes will take place. Temperature wise, it is approximately 15 degrees Celsius, probably a bit warmer, maybe 16 or 17 at the moment. I can update the meter in a few minutes after these two airplanes have taken off. So it is approximately between 60 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit. No precipitation has been forecasted for the next week, 2 weeks, insofar as they are reliable so far in advance. So this is KLM flight 1855, Embraer 190 outbound to Düsseldorf. The airplane is 11 years old. First flight was in April 2012. EasyJet A319 outbound to London Stansted. The A319 that we are seeing take to the sky is 17 years old, had its first flight in March 2006. Now we are expecting more airplanes. I think the first one will be United Flight 908 Dreamliner off to Chicago O'Hare. That is now visible in the distance coming this way. So let me lock the tripod and update the weather in the ticker, and also take a sip of water while I'm at it. Curious to see what the current wind is. It has picked up a little bit compared to when I was starting with the stream around 9 AM. Oh yeah, 10 knots at the moment. So let me copy paste the METAR from flight radar. Current air temperature is 17 degrees Celsius. So that makes 34 plus 30, 64 degrees Fahrenheit approximately. And at the moment 36 left, the only runway for departures, and 06 the only for arrivals. So there you go. I've updated the METAR, the ticker in the METAR in the ticker. This one from 8:55 Zulu, so that is already half an hour old. As you guys can see, if not everybody knows what the weather in the METAR is meaning. So it is the date and the time, the 28th of this month, 8:55 Zulu, so that is Greenwich Mean Time. 04010 KT means that the wind is blowing with 10 knots from direction 040, so from the northeast. 360 V070 means that the wind is variable between 360 degrees and 070 degrees, so that is between pure north and almost east. CAV OK means ceiling and visibility are okay, depending on the height, but it means that the lower levels of the sky are clear. Visibility is good, no clouds, no precipitation. Temperature is 17 degrees, dew point is 10 degrees. Q1022 means the QNH, that is the air pressure, and no sig means no significant weather. So basically, CAV OK and no significant weather means that it is sunny and we don't have to take into consideration weather for departures or arrivals. Well, Ellie now knows what everything in the ticker means. Hey Liewe, goedemorgen, good morning. Right, well, Owen asks if the Suparna 747 will take our runway today. Well, at the moment it is the only runway open for departure, so unless they are going to reopen center in the meantime, the 747 from Suparna will be coming this way. So over here we have United Airlines Flight 908, Boeing 7878 Dreamliner outbound to Chicago O'Hare. this Dreamliner, 9 years old, first flight February 2014. And indeed, Rick, Joe is streaming next to me. I was already setting up and was almost beginning when he came and started his stream. Here he is. Always nice to see. So, another CRJ incoming, and Stephen is saying that the 747 is also on the move. Thank you so much for joining us, Paul. It's been a pleasure to have you on the stream. Looking forward to see you again sometime in the future. Yeah, shame on you, Evan, for never having asked about what the things in the ticker meant. I figured, well, I'm probably attracting aviation enthusiasts and everybody will know what the meter in the ticker means, but I totally misunderstood that. Apparently a lot of people don't know what it means. I thought it was always handy to put in the ticker because that's the information you want to know. What is the weather like? What is the runway usage at the moment? So, lesson learned on my end as well, that if there is a bit of a lull, also do some explaining about the weather in the ticker, because not everybody. I was assuming incorrectly that people would know what it meant. Now the CRJ is taxiing to the runway threshold. There is another A330 coming this way. I can also see a TUI 767 that is looking like it's moving over here. Suparna also underway. Very pleased with that. Where am I now? Let me just filter back to outbound. Right. Okay, the CRJ is underway. So this is Lufthansa flight 2303 CRJ 900 to Munich, München, in the south of Germany. This airplane, 13 years old, first flight August 2009. No, you're kidding, Owen. Why are they reopening center? That is really unfortunate. Now we're waiting for the Delta A332 to enter the runway threshold. Thank you, Evan, for your thinking face super sticker. Thinking face for all of us. It seems like this is going to be a turn and burn. Hey there, Amy. How nice of you to join us. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well on Pentecost Sunday over here. In the meantime, we are looking at Delta Airlines flight 259. If you guys have any eardrums left, welcome to AMS Live. Pentecost Sunday, we're standing next to runway 36 left, the Polderbaan, where departures take place. We just saw Delta Airlines Flight 259 take to the sky, Airbus A330-300 outbound to Boston. That's Boston, Massachusetts, isn't it? The airplane's 7 years old, first flight June 2015. Evil laugh time. Indeed, Matthew. I think that would be the evil laugh that the air traffic controllers who decided to reopen 36 Center must be making. Sneaky mofos. That's a very good suggestion, Kuni. Put nails on 36 Center. That ought to teach him. Now I'm happy to say that for a change, and instead of just seeing A330s, there is a TUI 767 coming this way. Now I was here on this exact location last Thursday, I think it was Thursday, and we saw a 767 from Iceland Air aboard the takeoff and had to go back to the gate via the entrance/exit that we are standing in line with right here. Now later, one of the viewers commented that one of the passengers had said to him that they apparently had a number 1 engine malfunction, which is why they had to go back to the gate. And later that person, that woman in question, also found my content and also remarked that she was the one who was telling that guy about the number 1 engine issue. Now what it was, still don't know. We probably never will find out. Recalling seeing both engines spin and turn normally, at least from the outside. Now the 767 will be taxiing to the runway threshold. Only once did I see a heavy takeoff from the entrance over here. And in the meantime, I'm hearing good news from you guys that the 747 has skipped center. Hey, that is good news. So the Suparna 747 is coming this way. But is center, has it reopened again? I'm still not seeing departures taking place from it. I do see that it has opened on the Baangebruik app. So it's probably also on Luchtverkeersleiding Nederland, the website, but in the meantime, thank you so much, Colin, for your spoiler alert super sticker. A beacon light with the words spoiler sticker. I like how I'm using Ecamm Live. I'm using a MacBook and Ecamm Live for live streaming on my computer. I love how the program is using descriptions for super stickers. Well, that seemed to be going without any issues. Gear is also retracting, so yeah, it's on its way. TUI flight 1585, Boeing 767-300ER. Oh, 23 years old already, a millennial, February 2000 first flight, and outbound to Lanzarote. Apparently a lot of demand for that location at this moment, so hence they are using one of the older heavies. Hey there, morning Jono, good to see you again, my friend. welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. So we are awaiting the first queen of the day, the Suparna 747-400, that is coming this way. In the foreground, or well, in the background, but coming this way is KLM flight 1109. It is a Boeing 737-800 outbound to Stockholm. I'm doing fine here, Jono. It is lovely weather. Not too warm, not too cold. Being able to stream in my AMS Live hoodie. Looking forward to also going out for a walk in the dunes later today. I have a year pass for the dunes that the Amsterdam water company uses to filter its water. It's between Zandvoort and Noordwijk. In Dutch, de Amsterdamse waterleiding duinen. Beautiful nature, a lot of deer as well. Always a pleasure to go walking in that part of the dunes. Okay, so Suparna stopped, Kuni says. That is interesting. Let's see what this 737 will do. Well, continue to the runway threshold, that's for sure. United Triple in the background. Off to Houston, Texas. Well, the Suparna is bound to continue over here. Hey, and there's also a Singapore Airlines A350 on the move, people. Now, why the F did they... Hated that they reopened center, because I'm thinking that the Singapore Airlines A350 will very likely take off from that runway then, because Singapore is lying to the east. Of course, it makes hardly any difference in practice if they take one or the other runway. Of course, it's much nicer to see them up close, and particularly the Singapore Airlines A350, very pretty airplane. So, this airplane on its way to Stockholm, 737-800, 23 years old, first flight June 1999. Oh, that could be the case, that they missed the entrance to 36 Center. Rookie pilots not very familiar with the layout of Schiphol, that could be possible. In the meantime, United Flight 21, Boeing 777-200 outbound to Houston, Texas is coming this way. Huh. It does seem that the Suparna 747 did actually miss their entrance, their exit. They're making a full 180 and going back. Well, and if the tracking on flight radar is accurate enough, it seems that they are both, the 747 and the 350 are both on the same taxi path that leads to the runway threshold of 36 center. So yeah, slim to none chance that we are going to see them after all. Pity. Now, if this United Triple is doing a turn and burn, we might be able to capture both departures from center. For now I am going to stick with the 777. Hey! The 747 seems to be making a left-hand turn. Is it going back to the cargo platform? Interesting development. Yeah, back to the cargo area. It looks like it. Okay, so the Singapore A350 will be going to the runway threshold of 36 center. And something is up with the Suparna 747. It seems to be going back to the... Yeah, maybe they forgot their lunch or their coffee, Yorkshire. Maybe they left it on the rooftop of the 747. Alrighty, this is United Airlines Flight 21, Boeing 777-200, outbound to Houston, Texas. Lovely growl. Anyway, 777-200ER, 16 years old, this airplane, and had its first flight in March 2007. Right, let's see how much we can show you from Singapore Airlines then. That is now taking off from center. So this is being fully zoomed in with optical zoom. And Marius asks what ground speed KTS means. Ground speed KTS means the ground speed in knots, and the ground speed is different than the indicated airspeed. Now, I'm no pilot, so anybody who is a professional pilot will be able to tell you with more details and accuracy. But airplanes have pitot tubes and they measure the pressure and the speed, and the higher you get, the thinner the air gets, and that changes the perception of speed. So you have an indicated airspeed, and that is a different speed than the speed you would measure when you were flying just over the ground, so ground level. And that's why both indicated airspeed and ground speed are measures that you can see, for instance, on flight radar, and what also pilots can see on the flight management computer. So the ground speed would be the speed that would be shown on a speedometer if you're flying at altitude and use the same speed when flying just above ground level, and that is always higher. So for instance, you would be flying at 250 knots on 30,000 feet, and the indicated ground speed would be 300 or 400 knots, for instance. Exactly, time slows down the higher you get. Semi-submerged by the looks of it. And in typical grebe fashion, as soon as you point the camera towards them, they immediately duck. A grebe that likes to duck. Now the question is, where is it going to re-emerge? They are good divers. When they go under, they always travel a few meters. Right. Let's see. So at the moment, more airplanes are taking off from center. There's an A319 from Croatia Airlines to Zagreb that is now taking off. And an A330 that is lining up from Turkish going to Istanbul. KLM triple on the move, 777 to Toronto. Now that is very likely to come this way. But there you go. I only have a very small bit of knowledge. There's always someone who is more knowledgeable than you are in the chat over here who can supplement what I was already mentioning. Now I think I see a quad engine contrail coming this way, so let's have a look and see how much we can show of it. I'm just using optical zoom here, not going to interfere or play with digital zoom. Now I cannot see my phone because the camera is tilted so high, so I will have to read back your comments later. Some of you will probably be saying which flight and which airplane type this is. Keeps it a surprise for me. The only thing I can see right now is quad engine. Hard for me to make out more. Airbus versus Boeing. Hard to say. Now it is still flying through a bit of a milky part of the sky. Maybe I can see more as it moves away from the sun, and maybe also into clearer parts of the sky. Now the sun also starts to shine on the camera screen, so hard for me to see. Okay, so Lufthansa 747, Kuni and Miguel were saying. From Chicago to, oh, and Gav says A340. Ooh, interesting. Paul says 747 Frankfurt to LAX. Alright. Now, in terms of aquatic birds, the grebe that we saw just now has already swum further downstream, past the bridge already. Looking on the other side, I think we have a coot over here. Oh, why not? All the coots mimicking the grebes as soon as you point the camera towards them, ducking under. The coot ducks acting like a chicken. Now, if I hold my hand over my camera screen so I can look at it a little bit better. Only a few birds further out. Now, in the meantime, I can see that the 777 to Toronto is coming this way, taxiing north on the west side of the center runway. Looks like a Emirates 747 outbound to Dubai is lining up on the runway threshold, so we can have a look at that in a moment. Now this is looking towards the main Spottersplatz. In fact, the main Spottersplatz is over there. You can see people aggregating. The parking spot is behind it. The Urfried fries fan over there. Dixie's. Rick can already smell the pungent air from over here in Leeuwarden. Further out along the cycling path, you can see people are already setting up. You can sometimes even see just entire families sitting on cloths like they're having a picnic. Really nice. Polderbaan on weather like this during weekend days or holidays such as today always draws big crowds. Now, any moment we are going to see the Emirates 777 to Dubai. There we go. So while we are awaiting the 777 to Toronto, if I'm recalling correctly, let's follow this a little bit. So this is Emirates flight 146 going back to Dubai. It is a 777-300ER. 7 years old. First flight was in April 2016. And Joner asks, what runway are we seeing from? We're standing next to runway 36 left, the Polderbaan. Currently 36 left and center are both in use for departures. So the triple we saw just now took off from center, and this triple will be taking off from left. Could be a Ransdorp video duck, a male with stripes on its wings. Yeah, Madeira Aviation Spotting, who captured the Sunweb livery from Transavia. I saw that it was flying around again over the last couple of days. The Peter Pan livery too. Don't see them that often anymore, but like sometimes they are, certain airplanes are on rotation and then for a period of time they are off rotation. Now, particularly in the case of Transavia, that is not something too far-fetched, given the troubles they are having with, well, both having enough pilots and having enough airplanes. So this is KLM flight 691. It is a 777-300ER that is about to leave for Toronto in Canada. The airplane is 10 years old and had its first flight in May 2013. Now folks, just out of interest, yesterday I think on Friday too, I heard some people mention that they didn't get a notification that I was going live. Did some of that occur today with some of you as well? Apparently YouTube was having some difficulties with sending their notifications to at least some people. Some people did get notified, others didn't, even though in their settings they did have notifications turned on. So just curious, not much that I can do about it, but just to get an idea of whether it is still an actual problem. Hey, look at that. Cute coots. Doing a little bit of nibbling. Okay, so changing the alarm from personalized to everything made it good for Rick. Happy to hear that, man. Lunchtime for the ducks, indeed, Ellie. Now, let's see, it is 12:04 p.m. What is cooking? Okay, so a couple of narrow bodies, and I can also see a Delta A350. Destination unknown. Okay, Ellie got notifications, no problems, but didn't get it yesterday. And did you change anything in the settings in the meantime, Ellie? Or did you leave it just the same as it was yesterday? Because then it seems that it was random. And for Rick, changing some settings helped. And Paul also did not get notifications for the past few streams. Then again, yeah, well, that's a good thing then, Paul, but not everybody is just as alert, unfortunately. Okay, Ellie didn't change anything, so it was random for her. Okay. Well, good to know that it is still ongoing apparently for some people. Oh, and now the A350 seems to have gone. Is it on the move? No. A300 to Leipzig. Banana from DHL also on the move. Delta 49 to New York JFK. Neo. A330 Neo is on the move. Let's see. Well, no, Rick. Nobody is walking around with merch yet, other than my uncle, who I purchased a hat for just as a sample. We do have one regular visitor of the stream that is now drinking her tea from an AMS Live mug. So I'm looking at what is coming this way. I'm also looking at the time because I did intend to stream until 12:30 at the latest. So I'm thinking what would be a good time to wrap it up. Now, Delta Airlines Flight 49 to New York JFK and A330 Neo is on the move. So I'm definitely going to stick around for that one. Hey there, Pavlos. Checking back again after being in the stream already this morning in the chat. Now further out, we do see a bit more action, if I can show you at least. So the Coots over here in the foreground. And further out, I think those are ducks. Let's go for a bit of power zoom. Digital zoom enabled. Oh, the other way around, stupid. Okay, hey, did they disappear? What happened? Ah, Grebe. Let's see, I think there were two just now. Are these the Coots? Those are the Coots. Okay, well, in the meantime, we also have this is an Embraer 175 from KLM, flight 1187, outbound to Bergen. The airplane is 7 years old and had its first flight in March 2016. Well, Stephen, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure to have you on the stream. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Looking forward to seeing you again soon. And hey there, Kevin. Checking in. Now, everything is happening all at once. This Greeb makes a flyby or swim by. And another KLM Embraer ready to go. This is an Embraer 190 KLM flight 1145 outbound to Oslo. MP Metalhead says cheers from Brazil. Good morning then. Still early morning over there in Brazil. Welcome to the stream. All other viewers who have meanwhile joined us, welcome to AMS Live. You're watching departures from the Polderbaan, runway 36 left. Currently one of the two runways in use for departures. Hey Marissa, good to see you again. Alright, so next up, well, I think it is going to be the NEO to New York JFK. It's now making a pass over the A4 highway, coming to this side of the platform area. In the meantime, a few departures take place from center. Right, Paul, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure to have you on the chat again. Looking forward to seeing you again soon. Now a 737-800 from KLM outbound to Istanbul is taking off from center, as Delta Airlines flight 49 is taking the tour around the southern threshold of center, so it is going to come this way. Air Malta A320neo looks like it's going to line up on 36 center. There is the 737. So once again we saw that aquatic birds are looking like they are night owls. You don't see them in the early morning, but you do see them later during the morning. Air Malta also taking off from center. So in the meantime, we are awaiting the arrival of the A330 Neo. And you think so, Rick? You think Air Malta is going to Malta? What makes you think that? I think that's a bold statement of you to make. Finnair A350, where is it? Has just been pushed back by the looks of it. Now from the right we should be seeing the Delta A330 Neo to New York JFK. Just a hunch, just a feeling. Yeah, you might be right, Rick. You might be right. Oh, and now Suparna is pushed back and will be going to 36 left. I was about to call it a day after the Neo. Where is that? 747. Huh. Night ducks, you're right, Lance, you're right, night ducks. Kotigoroshko Studios asks if 36 left is used to land sometimes. The answer is no. The only way that airplanes land on this runway is in the configuration 1-8 right. So they take off to the north, they land from the north, but they are never using this runway to land from the south. So here we have the A330 Neo, Delta Airlines flight 49 outbound to New York JFK. Ah, okay. Now you see Kotigoroshko Studios. Yeah. No, this runway is just used in to the north or from the north. So nothing from the south. The other runways are used in both directions, but this one... Well, I'm sure if some airplane declares a Mayday emergency and they want to land from the south to the north, they would be given permission to do so. Alright, Pavlos, thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, mate. Okay, Melissa says Queen is on the move. Yeah. There's always a next plane, huh? A 767-400 on our way. I didn't know that they even made 767s 400s. Huh. Well, that is interesting. You don't see 767-400s every day. Let me also, I totally forgot to add data to my 10 gigabytes default. We should be good still, but let's quickly increase it so that we don't get a sudden stop. Alrighty, that is done. Quickly back to the action. So Delta Airlines Flight 49, Airbus A330 Neo outbound to New York JFK. Brand new airplane. First flight was in February this year, so it is still under warranty. Right, let's have a look and see what is coming next. Embraer 175 to Edinburgh is coming this way. The United 767 also seems to be coming this way. The 747 is also getting closer by. Hey there, hello, Ismail. Good day. Welcome to the stream. So folks, we are waiting for the next airplanes to come this way. There's a Boeing 767-400 coming this way in the Star Alliance livery. An airplane type you don't see very often. United Airlines in the Star Alliance livery. 22 years old. First flight January 2001. We're also waiting for a Suparna Airlines Boeing 747 that is going to Moscow. And the Finnair A350 is also coming this way by the looks of it. Well, I suppose I can stay a little bit longer then. It will get more interesting very quickly. And Stephen, Suparna is allowed to fly over Russian airspace, so they can fly to Moscow in a more or less straight line. Okay, I am assuming, Marissa, that you see that or know that the A350 will be taking off from center then. Let's see. A350 is already moving around the threshold, so it is coming this way. Suparna is a cargo, indeed. Suparna only flies cargo airplanes over to the Netherlands. Huh? 747 ahead of the A350. Not on my flight radar. I have the 767-400 now the closest by. It's being followed by the A350, and the 747 is still crossing, is now crossing the A4 highway as we speak. And yes, Stephen, they forgot their coffee. That's why they had to go back to the gate. Now, still don't know. If anybody does hear anything about it, do let us know. Meanwhile, thank you for your kind super chat, ALV Dog, who says, yay, heavies. Hey, David, your break timing is excellent, mate. We're awaiting big traffic. The heavies are coming. A few. First up, a massive E175 heavy, indeed, Rick. But after that, it's getting more fun. So, nicely coming this way. Embraer 175, KLM flight 1281. Outbound Edinburgh. 5 years old, first flight July 2017. Alrighty then, next up we'll see heavies, and interesting ones at that. So in the foreground, a Boeing that you don't see every day, Boeing 767-400. It is also in the Star Alliance livery. United Flight 947 outbound to Washington. The airplane is 22 years old, first flight January 2001. It is being followed by Finnair Airbus A359 flight 1302 in the Moomin livery, outbound to Helsinki, Finland. First flight of the A350 from Finnair was 4 years ago in April of 2019. And if you look to the left, just left of where the main control tower of Schiphol is, you see that there is the third plane coming this way, Embraer 175, outbound to Gothenburg. KLM flight 1157. The Embraer is 5 years old, had its first flight in October 2017. So, a bit of a stretched 767 compared to the 300 ERs that we are seeing more regularly. Doing a turn and burn. Let us quickly turn around. Finnair A350, special livery, Moomin. I think it has some cartoon characters just behind the wings on the fuselage. Now, interestingly, the Embraer 175 to Gothenburg is also taking off from the runway threshold. Hey, interesting Remco. KLM to Lyon is turning back to Amsterdam before having landed. Well, I think we all know what an Embraer 175 from KLM looks like. So it's been a long wait, but the first queen of the day is also coming this way, finally. In its wake, 2 more planes, a TUI Dreamliner and an Embraer 190. So the Suparna 747 is going to fly to Moscow. It is 15 years old and had its first flight in July 2007. Behind it is a TUI Dreamliner flight 703, Boeing 7878, going to Punta Cana. And an Embraer 190 from KLM to Birmingham. Now I am going to make the Queen the last airplane of the day. Finish the stream in style. And indeed, a teenage queen, more a princess. Still a minor, being 15 years old. Now, lovely sight. Would have been nicer if the Embraer would lead the pack, so you can see just how small they are compared with those bigger jets. Yeah, you're welcome guys, you're welcome. It's only 10 minutes, so nothing too severe. And what better way to end a stream than with a 747 such as this one. Hopefully they did that, Lance. Yeah, let's see if they are there. Digital zoom, enable. Knock knock, who's there? Nah, they're not waving to us. Giving instructions is what it looks like. Oh, well, not unexpectedly, the Embraer seems to be coming this way. So it seems like this is the penultimate airplane. KLM flight 1425, Embraer 190 outbound to Birmingham. 9 years old, first flight November 2013. No time to waste, gotta move with haste, is what they are thinking. Right. Suparna Airlines lined up and ready to go. Let me go ahead and say thank you to everyone who has joined me once again for another stream over here on Pentecost Sunday. This has been AMS Live. This is the last airplane of the day. My name is Boy. Thank you all for joining. If you like what you saw and you didn't do it already, consider subscribing to the channel. It greatly helps me to reach more people like you and me who are also into aviation, live streaming content such as this. Plus, it also allows you to turn on notifications so that whenever I go live in the future, you receive a notification and can join us once again if you have the time for it and are feeling like it. I want to say thank you to everybody who was so kind to donate super chats, super stickers or memberships. You guys are the best. Look at that, she is light. That was a quick rotation. Off to Moscow, not a lot of fuel, but it looks of it also not a lot of cargo. So again, thank you all for joining me on this wonderful Sunday over here. I had a blast and I hope you guys did too. Hopefully we'll meet again during one of the next upcoming streams. For now I'm going to say goodbye, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and hopefully we'll see each other again soon. Bye for now.